Today's podcast is brought to you by nobody because we don't have any sponsors.
Welcome, everybody, back to Our Wives Are Friends, a podcast for dads by dads. I'm your host, Tyler, and sitting with me today is your other host, Eric.
And we're the newest dadcast in America, now available on all platforms wherever you get your podcasts. On this episode, we are going to be discussing Dadbods. Now, I know this is a sensitive subject for some. I for one, I'm embracing my dad bod. I don't know, Tyler. What are your thoughts?
No, yeah, I don't want to be embracing it, but it's kind of something that just happens.
It just happens for sure. It's not like it used to be where we can just go to the gym 24/7 whenever we want, drop everything.
Yeah, when I was younger, that's all I did was I'd go to the gym for like 3 hours a day.
Yeah, it's hard to break away to do anything now, yet alone the thought about working out. I mean, I love to work out, but gosh, sometimes at the end of the day, I got nothing left.
I do like little stuff at home. I've got like some resistance bands, and I got some like dumbbells, and I just do it here and there, but I'm not sitting here on the ground doing like 1,000 crunches.
Yeah, I might do something here and there, like maybe put the twins on each shoulder, do a couple squats,
Yeah,
get the blood flowing.
you purposely play on the ground with your kids, and you don't realize that you're just using them as a bench press.
Yeah, no, I mean, however, you got to get that workout in these days.
Yeah, no,
You got to get creative sometimes.
yeah, no. The dad bod thing is definitely a thing because I know, like when you just life gets a hold of you and you just run out of time to do anything else, and next thing you know, you're eating fast food once a month, once a week, every day for some people.
Yeah,
And it takes a toll, especially when you're not burning off those calories.
yep. Everyone's in a different situation, whether how busy their life is. And it's easy to go down that where you're not working out and just kind of, eating at convenience. And
Yeah, no, that takes a toll. Like I really don't have the time to work out like I really would like to. I still have a gym membership, but how
right.
often do I actually go?
And meal prepping for the week and stuff like that. It's just all that stuff takes time. And ultimately, a lot of our time is dedicated to our kids. And,
If I found the time to work out, which technically I could every day go to the gym,
right.
but then I would have no time. Basically, I'd go to work, go to the gym, and I work early. I go to work at 6 in the morning, so I'd have to be up and go to the gym at like 4 if I did a morning session.
Yeah.
But I go after work, then I'm stuck going for an hour or whatever, coming home. By that time, it's too late.
Yeah. I feel like dad guilt kind of plays into it too. If we're away at work, while wives are home, there comes a dad guilt factor where we've been away all day. We don't want to come back and immediately leave again, not only for our significant others, but for our kids as well.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Dad guilt.
Yeah, no, it's real. It's a thing. We hear about mom guilt a lot, but it goes both ways too.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then I've noticed, like, as I've gotten older, my preference for what I wear, like, I still have a preference. Like, I want to be acceptable when I walk out my house, but it's not like, I don't know. I feel more comfortable in like a pair of Sanooks or like a pair of dad shoes, as opposed to I'm buying like a $200 pair of Nikes or something.
Yeah, things have definitely changed in that aspect. But there's some days where I just, no fucks given. I just walk out the door and that's what you get, 90% sure I don't match and 90% sure I don't care.
Dude, I almost guarantee I don't match ever.
But that it is funny because, we used to dress a certain way in high school and now it's like, you're trying to kind of, as a dad, you kind of try to stay hip a little bit too, but you don't want to be too hip. But then you also don't want to dress like you're in a bowling league.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly. I'm not. I don't want to be Charlie Sheen, but it's not. It's not just high school. It's like growing up as a boy. I can't say the same for how girls are when they're young, but as a boy, all through like elementary school, junior high, like that's the what clothes you wear and what is like affects you,
Oh yeah,
like your
absolutely.
friends, all that stuff. So I know I always try. I didn't always have like the most hip clothes, or I didn't know what was hip. I always had like it wasn't hand me downs because I was the oldest.
Right.
But you don't know what's cool until you go to school and you're like, oh, what is that brand? And then you go home and be like, hey mom, we gotta go get this.
Yeah.
I want this brand.
Now when we're older, we also kind of have to factor that into our family budget a little bit. You almost feel guilty if you go and buy a $40 new shirt.
Yeah, no, that ain't
You're like,
happening. I'm not spending
damn,
$40 on a shirt.
yeah.
No
So
way. But the thing is said, like I would never buy myself something like that. But I know if my daughter was like, I really want that, I'd have no problem spending that money on her.
right, exactly, yeah. Because it's funny, there are things where you do think like, I really need, I could really use this, but could that money be spent better off in another place? But full dad fashion, it's tough to nail down. I embrace the dad look. I could rock the Nikes and the long
Yeah,
socks
that's
and
the stereotype, right? Like
some jorts.
the Memorial Day TV ad or like Sears ad in the newspaper is always like the dad in got those like white New Balance or white Nikes with like the blue logo, long socks, some like tan shorts, and a white T-shirt that's tucked in.
Oh yeah, it's got to be tucked in though.
I haven't quite reached the tucked in dad bod stage
I
or
haven't
dad
either.
dad clothes stage.
I haven't reached that stage, and I also haven't gone off the deep end and gotten to the Tommy Bahamas yet either. But I know some people that are there.
Yeah,
No,
no,
no judgment here.
I'll,
Just not
I'll
for me.
I'll wear like a nice polo, but I have yet to tuck it in because that makes me still feel a little young. Once I hit that tuck in and I got the nice belt going, it's downhill from there.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
might
all
as well
downhill
I
from
might as well
there.
just walk around with some barbecue tongs and burger flipper in my hand.
Yeah, I'll see some new trends coming out. I noticed a lot of Bass Pro Shop hats. I mean, I'm not quite there either on the young side, but
I feel like a lot of brands that these young kids are wearing are stuff that like when we were growing up, it would be like I would never touch that. Like Starter
right,
or Champion.
yeah,
Back in the day, man, that was Walmart and Target.
yeah, that was like I wouldn't be caught dead wearing that.
No, dude, I wouldn't be caught dead wearing a Starter clothes or Champion because that means you shopped at Target.
Yeah, and now I'm not gonna lie, I got a champion shirt for Christmas, and I really like it.
Now I'm not gonna lie, I will shop at Target and buy their brand clothes.
Yeah,
Like it is what it is.
yeah, yeah. But back in high school, that wasn't cool.
And I wear gym shorts like they're going out of style. I mean, they're comfortable. I have a couple pairs of cargo shorts. I don't wear them too often, but I do have a couple pairs. Do you rock the cargo shorts yet?
You know, every now and then, I'm kind of like a camo cargo short kind of
Yeah,
guy.
same.
I like camo.
Yeah, the cargo shorts I have are camo.
I could do that. But I still haven't got off. My grandpa was wearing some pants with like the zip offs,
Oh,
like
dude, I
the
can't.
zip off
There's no
shorts.
way. No.
He was wearing those the other day, and I was like, I remember those when those came out like 15 years
I
ago.
did have a pair when I was young because that was like when they first came out. And
Yeah,
it's like, oh, it's cool in the morning. Sweet, I got the pants on, and then it warms up in the afternoon. Check this out. Zip off. Now they're shorts.
yeah, no, it's definitely a cool thought, but I don't know. I don't know if it was cool then, and I'm not sure if it's cool now either.
Yeah, I think that's just you just got to jump into the deep end on that one.
But as the years go on, I am caring a little bit less about what I am wearing, but most of the time I'm wearing stuff to go to work. So
Yeah, that is true. I wear yeah, I definitely wear FR clothing. So it's I have to wear, like the FR button up or long sleeve and pants.
yeah,
Pant jeans every day.
I went through a phase too where I just had a lot of golf apparel, golf shirts, and I was just always constantly wearing golf polos. People was always like, "Yeah, it looks like you're just going golfing and stuff," and I really like that look. But
Like what's wrong with it?
there's nothing wrong with it,
Nothing.
you know.
That's one of my favorite apparel to wear is like that golf look.
Yeah,
The
it's
the
classy, but it's
nice,
not overdressed.
yeah, like
Kind of in between.
those stretchy shorts or like the stretchy pants, like slacks looking pants
Yeah,
with a nice polo.
yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah. So that's just something to embrace as you get older, where you may not just be able to fork over as much money on clothes and stuff as you used to. You got more important things to worry
I
about.
don't think it's a I don't think it's about money. I think
Yeah,
it's about changing your how do you say that? Your perspective isn't on you anymore.
right.
It's on the rest of your family.
Yeah,
Like you take that you work hard for your money, but you want to make sure your family's taken care of.
right,
You don't care so much about yourself.
right.
I think that's more about it. It's not whether you can afford it or not. I think it's I'd rather provide family over myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's something to consider too. And there's always a few of those friends out there too that still haven't given it up, and we're like, "Come on, man, we're several years removed now.
Yeah, dude,
Time to give it up."
you're still wearing Louis and Gucci and stuff, and it's like, but your kid's in like freaking Walmart clothes, man. You should change your priorities there.
Yeah, there's some of those out there too. Hairstyles, man, too. That's hard. Your hairstyle changes as you get
You know what
older.
my hairstyle is? It's called lazy.
Wake up and
Just
ready to
put
go.
a hat on, or I don't get haircuts that often. It's just like whenever I need to get a haircut, I go get a haircut.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a little different than trying to always be
I'm
looking
not
sharp.
I'm not like back in the day where like you go down and you have a scheduled time like every week and you go get your haircut down at the barber shop and you're looking fresh. Like I just hair gets a little long, I'm like, look in the mirror. I guess it's probably I should go get a haircut. It's I don't have a designated this is how my hair always looks.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Luckily, me and Tyler both still have our full head of hair. I can't say the same for everybody that we're friends with. I think some people just need to let it go.
Yeah, they
It's
just
that time where, they're in a midlife crisis where it's like, I got a few islands of hair, and
yeah, my I could definitely tell my hairline's starting to push back a little bit, but I'm not gonna be rocking the cul-de-sac crew and be like, no, it's still there. Like I'm just gonna shave my head bald.
yeah, I mean, once you get the cul-de-sac, I mean,
I'm
it's a cool look, but
I'm just
I think
lucky.
it's when it gets to that point, you
Yeah,
just need to part ways.
yeah, just have your piece, have a funeral maybe for your hair, and let's move on.
Yeah,
And I'm lucky I look good in a hat because I can just rock a hat.
right. Yeah, a lot of it's DNA and genetics and stuff too. That all factors into it. So
Dude, some people we were friends with were losing their hair in like high school.
yeah, it's kind of
Like it
crazy.
just depends on the person. It's all family and genetic. It has nothing to do with like they always say, oh, if you wear a hat all the time, you're gonna lose your hair. Whatever. Nah, it's I've worn a hat my whole life every day, and I still have a full head of hair.
Yeah,
So
when I was growing up as a kid, I always saw people with cul-de-sacs, and I thought they got like that because they were wearing hats and it's cutting off circulation. But that's not the case at all.
nah, I don't. Whether you believe that or not, I don't personally. Um, but maybe it plays into like we said before. It like just depends on the person. It's all gonna factor in a specific person and their genealogy.
Right.
But no, the dad bod thing is the dad clothes thing is definitely something that people make fun of. It's like saying Nickelback's a good band. You can't go around saying that. You can't say, and it's just one of those things that usually is a make fun of topic. Anyway, let's get into like the different type of styles we used to wear when we were young.
Yeah, for me it was more of like the skater kind of type clothes or surfer type, like the
'Cause that was like what the early 2000s,
yeah. I
kind
guess it
of.
depended. I mean, we can go back pretty far, but when I first started getting into that stuff, I was probably in elementary school, like the World Industries and Independence and
Yeah,
kind
all the
of
skater
skate brands
brands were
like that.
super popular when we were young.
Especially, I remember the World Industry shirts were really cool back then. Um,
DC shoes. Remember Osiris?
yeah,
Remember like the fat tongues?
yeah.
Like had to have them. They look so stupid now.
Supposedly those are coming back.
Oh, dude.
I don't know. I've heard whisperings about that coming back and being cool again.
Osiris shoes.
Yeah,
I had a pair. I will
could
say I
just be
did
a
have a
rumor
pair.
though, but
Dude, you couldn't even walk in them, dude. They were the tongue was like 4 inches thick.
Yeah. In Hurley, I used to wear a lot of Hurley.
Do you remember soaps? You ever wear
Yeah.
soaps? The
Yeah.
shoes?
You can grind
Yeah,
them.
they had like a plastic piece on the bottom where you could like jump and grind on anything.
Yeah. I remember those. I begged my parents for them. And by the time
That
they kind of got around to accepting the idea of getting them for me, they were already kind of out of fashion.
Hey, I just want to let you know, they do still sell them. You can still buy them.
Never too late.
Never too late. See
And
that
the
that
other
was
shoes they have too, or the roller skating shoes.
yeah, but that was after us.
Yeah.
Because by the time the like Heelys, right,
Yeah.
what they were called,
Yeah.
by the time those came out, we were already like, I don't know, driving.
Yeah. Those definitely were never cool.
No, yeah, dude, I remember going to like theme parks. You go to like Magic Mountain or like Disneyland or something, and there's like some kid just thinking he's like hot shit, going down like one of the hills.
Oh
You're
yeah.
just like you're just like praying the whole time. Eat shit, please eat shit. Hit a twig. Just come on, dude.
And we've all seen it. We've all seen the guy who pops the Healy and thinks it looks really cool, then eats crap in front of everybody.
Yeah. Or he doesn't even have to eat crap. He just like he's all smug and shit by the time he gets all the way down the hill, and he's like, huh, huh. And you're like, dude,
Yeah. Those Heelys are right up in the category with the rolly backpacks.
a rolly backpack.
I don't know how it is
Dude.
now.
You have to have them now. Have you seen how many books kids carry?
Gosh.
Crazy.
I mean, I get the health aspect of it, but I wouldn't be caught dead with one.
I'd have back issues before I'm using using a rolly backpack.
Yeah, I remember the kids that did have the rolly backpacks.
In fact, I do
People
have
would
back issues.
jump
So.
on them, when they're rolling them, or kick them and flip them over. And
Like those like electric suitcases that people can get at like the airport where they like sit on them and that shit pops up like a handlebar and you can ride them through the airport.
yeah,
You get those at school.
I think it'd be convenient, but
I was just like riding. Oh, first period? Yeah, sweet. I don't know if you'd get beat up on the way to class or if people would be like, that's cool.
yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to go back and see what things are like now compared to when we were there.
I feel like everything that we would be like, oh, that's cool. Nowadays, it's like, that's lame. Or we're like, that's lame. And it's like the opposite nowadays.
Yeah, like, oh man, this used to be lame back in the day, but now this is what the cool kids do.
I have a younger sister that's still in high school, and she's like, every time I say something, it's like, oh, that's cool. She's like, no, it's not. It's like total opposite. Well, you didn't grow up in my time, so it makes me feel old.
Yeah, the different time zone, that's a real
Different
thing.
generations.
Generational thing.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
It is crazy how many fads come and go over the years, though. And some things were just never cool, even when people thought they were cool. Looking back.
Well, it just like blows my mind that everything makes a circle.
Yeah.
But even things that we were like, why would you wear that? Or why would that even be like a fashion
Yeah.
statement? It all makes a circle, and now kids are wearing that stuff again. And like, I thought that wasn't even cool then. Why did it make a circle?
I recently saw an ad for it's that Gecko company,
No way.
and yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, like some of the stuff looks pretty cool. Like I think I would wear it.
So these companies that like fade out for like 20 years, what do they do in the meantime? Do they just like
And then they make a resurgence out of nowhere.
nowhere?
I don't know if you remember what was popular for a long time was the big dog shirts.
Big Dog, Echo,
Yeah.
Fubu. Yeah, all those brands, like they just come out of nowhere. And then they just drop off for like 20 years and then they make a resurgence.
Yeah.
Like what have they been doing? Just like hanging out in their basement for 20 years and then they're like, let's bring it back.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where you wonder if like the owner just passes it along generationally, and lets someone revamp it, or
Or they
if they just get a wild hair one day, like, hey, we have something cool going back.
like bell bottoms, man. Like I see like teenage girls and stuff in bell bottoms again, and you're like 40, 50, 60 years ago
Yeah.
making a comeback.
I've seen in the stores lately, I've seen just this week 3 people wearing overalls.
Overalls?
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Where'd they get that? Or the Carhartt stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I wear Carhartt, but I legitimately wear Carhartt. I go to work and wear Carhartt brand because
Yeah.
I'm working.
Yeah. The other thing that's always been funny about fashion too is band T-shirts,
Hmm.
where people wear band T-shirts and they have no idea. Like,
Oh yeah,
oh hey, I love
never.
your shirt, and they're like, oh that's great, but I don't even know who these people are.
Yeah, they don't even never even listen to like the Nirvana shirts, and they're
Yeah,
like never listened to a Nirvana song in their life.
I'm like, hey, this is my this is one of my favorite songs, and they're just like, oh, that's nice. I just
There's
really like the shirt.
there's usually like two main ones. It's Guns N' Roses, and Nirvana.
Yeah, I would throw Led Zeppelin
Yep.
up there,
Yeah, yeah,
and who's the other band? I can't think of them off the top. Iron Maiden.
yeah. That one's a big one too. And it's
Yeah,
like
I
most of
would
these
say those are
people,
the top four.
yeah, most of these people never even listen to those bands ever.
And now with us starting to age, I'm starting to see younger people wear like Sublime shirts, and I'm just like,
You don't
that's
even know.
freaking awesome. And they're just like,
And they're like going, oh yeah, Sublime with Rome, and we're like, get the fuck out of here.
yeah, we're like
No,
Sublime, and then there's Sublime with Rome.
like no, we don't listen to that version.
And don't get me wrong, they have good stuff too, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same. It doesn't hit the same. It doesn't give you the same feels.
It was funny though when we were growing up, it was different bands. You know, now it's starting to be bands that were a little more popular. You know, when we were, it's funny to see things go full circle.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, there's always that generational gap between stuff. And I've always listened to like all types of music. I'm not like a super big like into pop and what country has turned into because
Right?
country's like turned into like a weird pop sound.
Yeah,
And I'm like, listen to country. If you like country, just listen to country.
yeah. I'm all about that '90s country.
Yeah, because that's I don't know. Tell me a story about how you broke up with your girl or you got cheated on or
I will say the exception to that though is I'm a huge Chris Stapleton fan. Huge. I don't know if you listen to him much, but he's really
like
talented.
some of the new stuff is okay,
Yeah.
but it's like put a line there. It's not country anymore. It's not pop anymore. It's not rock anymore. Everything is like blended together.
Yeah, no, I
Even
feel
even rap.
yeah, no. I feel like how my parents were when I was older, and now I'm sitting here just saying, "Oh, it's not the same like it used to be." That's what my parents would say. I feel like I was like, "Man, I'm never going to be that person, but I am that person."
It's like
Rap has gone. There's still good rap out there. Don't get me wrong, there's good rap artists, but generally speaking, kind of soft.
yeah, no, it's just different.
Yeah,
Um because I mean, think about what rap used to be back in like the 80s. It
right.
was like Sugar Hill Gang and stuff, and it's evolved so much since then. And that's
Mhm.
just all it's doing is evolving, but we're just not evolving with it.
Right. Then there's the whole EDM kind of music too, and the whole clothing that goes along with that,
Goes
or lack
wrong goes
thereof.
wrong with that. Yeah.
Uh, you know, like the beads and stuff. And
I do like EDM music, but I'll never be covered in fluorescent paint and with nipple tassels.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've been there. Not with the nipple tassels.
Nah, you said it. It's on record that you had
So
nipple tassels.
I've been there, and I've gone to a couple of raves. And they're fun. I didn't wear nipple tassels though,
Let's just get that clear. He had nipple tassels on.
just to give you guys a visual. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But I can't. I don't think I could translate that into my everyday wear.
No, it's like a you go to a concert and you're experiencing the concert. I'm not gonna come home and live the rest of my life as a like dress like that.
Yeah. But going back to the subject we started on, we like going down rabbit holes here, which is fine. That's what we do. But I did see an ad for they're kind of advertising Dadbod shirts online, like on Instagram, and like
I will tell you right now, I'm wearing one.
really,
This is a shirt from one of those Instagram ad to help form fit a dad bod.
and I don't know how they got my information or how I know they know I needed one, but my feed is just getting blown up constantly with like, hey, buy these Dadbod shirts. So
These
what do you think?
these shirts were gifted,
Yeah.
and it was a friend of my wife's who got them for her boyfriend who
Right.
isn't a dad, but he's
Yeah.
got a dad bod.
Okay.
He's just embracing the lifestyle without the style,
Yeah, there's no shame in that.
and he refused to embrace the bod. So I was gifted to them, and I said, sure, I'll wear them. Oh, they're not bad. They're super soft,
No, they look pretty nice.
and they kind of fit my chest a little bit.
Yeah. So would you go out of your way and buy more?
Definitely not.
No,
No.
because I've been really tempted to. I'm like, is it worth it? Is it not?
No, I mean, I got a few of them,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I'm gonna go make a extra special order on Instagram.
Go buy one of every color.
Yeah,
Not that
no.
cool.
I'd rather just go buy shirts from somewhere else. But a lot of the shirts I have are like, I don't go buy new shirts all the time.
Right.
So, like we've talked about before, I'm more focused on taking care of the family and making sure they're taken care of. So, some of my clothes I've had for 5 years,
Yeah.
10 years. I don't know. They still fit me.
I was looking through my closet the other day and I was like, man, I just need to. I'm not a hoarder. I don't hoard a lot of material things. For some reason, clothes and stuff just kind of add up, and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Well, here's the thing: is that because we have that dad bod, we have ambition to be able to fit and lose this dad bod to fit back into our old clothes. So
yeah,
that's like us saying, I should probably get rid of these jeans, but I'll fit back into them one day.
oh yeah, I got some of those for sure.
Yeah.
And at some point, let's just say if it's two sizes from where you're at right now, just let it go and buy a new one once you get down there. 'Cause right now, it's taking closet space. I'm guilty of that though. I have several clothes where I'm like, man, this is such a badass shirt, but I'm really far away from it right now.
Yeah, mine's definitely like shirts and then like shorts.
Yeah.
Like older like shorts I used to wear back in
Yeah.
the day when I could actually fit into them.
Yep.
I'm like, wish I could fit back into those.
The tough part is when you have a really nice pair of shorts or
Does it-
pants,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't want to get rid of these, but I'm about, I'm a little bit, I'm like a size above what I need to be right now. Part of it can be kept for motivation. A lot of times we're just holding on to the inevitable.
Yeah, no, it's a bullshit fabricated lie in our own heads of one day I'll fit back into this, but most likely we won't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hard to embrace it because
I definitely have a box at home.
we don't want to
Box full of
accept it.
pants and shorts that I need to fit back.
Dude, mine is I have a box in the garage full of dress shirts that I'm like, one day I will fit back into these because they're all like mediums and larges. That was my prime. I don't want to give these up. I look good in them.
Yeah, part of giving it up is like acceptance that like, hey, I'm not getting back down there. So I think it's tough for anybody to give those up, especially if that's where you want to get down to.
Yeah, that's some good advice. Is if you ever buy a suit, like a nice expensive suit, don't have a kid. 'Cause you'll never fit back into it.
And kiss that suit goodbye. You'll get your one use out of it.
Dude, and I have a nice suit sitting in my closet that I probably spent like a good amount of money on. And I've worn it twice. I don't work in an industry where I have to wear a suit to work every day, and it's not something that comes up for me all the time. So it's a one shoot, one off type thing. I wanted to look really good for that wedding that I went to, like with the ambition of, oh, I'll buy a real nice one. We're all getting the same matching suits, me and all the other groomsmen, and yeah, no, I'll buy the jacket that goes with it. I'll buy everything.
Oh yeah, the tie, the shoes that match it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Full boat.
Yep.
No, I think we all have some of those lying around, and I don't know. I think as our kids get older, maybe it'll be easier for us to break away from the gym, or maybe it'll be harder. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll discuss it when we get there.
Yeah, yeah. We'd like to hear what some of our listeners out there maybe are experiencing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. What about like I know something that's always been brought up is underwear. Dad underwear. Whether it's tidy, what do you wear? Tidy whities, boxers, boxer briefs, and the condition of said underwear. Like that's always like the make fun of. Like when I was growing up, my dad, it's like making fun of. Would you leave a skid mark in there? You never touch your dad's underwear.
Yeah, that's like a off limits thing. Like, just don't do that.
Yeah, no, you don't go wearing your dad's underwear or even folding it. You're like, dude,
Yeah.
that's your deal.
And where you can share shirts and basketball shorts and other things, but sharing undies, that just kind of gets a little weird.
Yeah, that even socks for me. I'm
Yeah,
like kind of OCD about socks.
yeah,
I'm not gonna go wear someone else's socks.
yeah. I don't know what it is about socks, but I feel like I buy like a huge pack of socks, and like 2 months later, I don't know, I can't even find a matching pair. Like trying to match Tupperware.
Yeah, I'm like the other way around. Like I take care of my socks like they're babies. Like I buy like the expensive like Nike Under Armour ones, all the like the compression ones,
Yeah,
and so 'cause I wear boots every day to work, so they're like I don't want some like socks that are constantly falling down all the
yeah. I'm
time. And
particular about socks too. I got to be comfortable wearing the socks, or else I'm not gonna be comfortable at all
my,
that way.
my wife always makes fun of me how I always have a left and a right pair, and they say left and right on them, and they have to when I put them on, they have to be the right foot. I can't wear two rights. I can't wear two lefts. It has to be left and right, and it has to match.
Yeah, I need to get to that level because right now I'll go and I'm in a hurry and I'm just digging through some socks and I'm like, this is just trying to find a needle in a haystack, finding a matching pair. I don't know where they go. I don't know if someone else is taking my socks and wearing them. I don't know if my dog is getting a hold of a sock. I don't know if my kids are throwing them away. I have no idea.
Dude, so I think it's just like some magic dimension or portal that opens up when you turn a dryer on that the socks just go through. Because that's happened here.
That would make sense.
That's happened to me multiple times where I've literally lost a pair of jeans, tore the house up looking for them, and I know I had them in the house. I don't take my jeans off in public or leave them at other people's places or whatever.
Right.
Um, I know I had them here. Straight up, got up and walked away. Cannot find. I mean, I've torn the house apart, and they are gone.
It's always funny. You just can't find, as a dad, it seems like you can't find the things you need when you need them. Any other day, they're just right in plain sight. But
And
when
that's
you need them, all of a sudden they're gone.
and that's not the first time that I've had something like that just disappear. Like I've had shirts disappear, um, like socks, pairs of underwear,
Right.
or whatever. It's not even just that. Like phone cords. I feel like phone cords are a big one.
Yeah, and finding one that works. I feel like my phone is constantly on like 10%, 13%. I'm constantly in the stage of like, oh my God, my phone's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
If something happens with the kids, they
Or
can't get a hold of me.
I just ran into that scenario where my phone just the other day decided not to work. It just turned off by itself and said, "Nope, fuck you, it ain't working no more."
Just
And
quit on you.
yeah, and I had no way to call anybody, or that panic set in of I got to make sure that the wife and kids are home. I anyway.
Were you able to get all your pictures and videos and stuff off your phone?
So yes.
I feel like I'm living in a constant fear of losing all my data. And I've
Hmm.
just been too lazy to like print out all my pictures, before I somehow lose it.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, nobody prints out pictures anymore, so everything's
That's
digital.
not a thing anymore.
I guess not. Danielle does sometimes, but no, most pictures are digital nowadays. So,
Yeah.
no, that was part of it too. Was I can't get on my old phone to do this and make sure everything's backed up to cloud or whatever. And
And who
pulled up.
knows where the cloud goes?
I
I've
set
tried to
up.
look up pictures and stuff on there, and I just can't find
I
anything.
went to set up the new phone, and they showed that the last cloud update or save was like October 20th, 2021.
Yeah,
So like the real panic set in of that's 7 months of pictures and videos of my
yeah,
daughter, which is basically half her life
right.
that I'm not going to be able to see. And so I just eventually said, screw it. I'm just going to have to do that. And for whatever miracle reason, all the pictures and videos were there. Now, all the text messages and all that stuff and the apps and everything that were on the phone
Right.
were all dated back to October. But for whatever reason, I was able to save all my pictures.
Yeah, even when I back up my pictures, I feel uncomfortable. Like I feel like they're somehow going to get lost. I'm always in this constant anxiety or fear that I'm going to lose all my pictures and memories.
Yeah, I had a real panic set in because I never like I've always thought about that, but I didn't actually like live it. Where I was like, moment. Oh shit, dude.
And my phone is in a terrible condition right now. It's probably close to how Tyler's was. Is about to give up on me right now.
Yep.
The front screen's cracked. Just it's time for an upgrade.
Yeah, and I got the upgrade. It's all right. It is what it is. It's a phone. It calls. It texts.
Yeah,
Pictures.
came a long way from the old flip phones or slide phones or the little Nokias.
Like, yeah, man, I had the OG Nokia.
I had one of those
That was
too.
my first phone.
You have Snake on there?
Dude, Snake was the game. I wish we could play
Good
OG
times.
Snake. Wish we could still play OG Snake.
Yeah, those were different times that kids will never know about.
No, dude, you could take that phone and like chuck it off a 10-story building and it survive.
Well, I remember when flip phones, those were, if you had a flip phone, man, you're pretty cool.
I remember like texting for the first time, being like, "What the hell is SMS?" Text somebody and it's like, that works. I don't have to talk to them. Crazy.
Came a long ways, that's for sure.
I remember getting the Motorola Razor flip phone, and that was like badass technology. Or the BlackBerry
Yeah,
little rolly ball.
yeah.
Yep.
I was pretty iPhone resistant for a long time. I always had an Android.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like laughing at my former self, like, should have converted a long time.
Is it an age thing? Is it like because iPhones are like easy to use and there's not a whole lot of like learning to go into it to use it?
That could be part of it. I mean,
Because that's definitely my reason.
once I switched though, I was like, I should have done this a long time.
Yeah.
I was like a pro Android user, and I was actually gifted an iPhone. So I was in a bad situation. Of course, I've probably been through quite a few phones. Breaking out my own. On my end, breaking them for being stupid. But
Was it anger related?
no, not anger related.
Okay.
Mostly
Good.
drinking related.
Oh, okay.
But I've gone through quite a phone. So someone gifted me an iPhone, and I've never gone back since.
Okay.
What,
Okay.
what kind of phone do you have?
I have iPhone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just have the new one. 13 Pro or whatever.
Yeah, I have the dinosaur version.
That.
I think it's a 7 Plus.
7?
Yeah, a 7 Plus.
What?
Yeah. I'm pretty far outdated right now.
Damn.
And for our listeners out there, my phone is rose gold. It's not pink. It's rose gold, okay? I always get I get a lot of shit for having a rose gold phone.
You just need a case.
Well,
Nobody would know it's rose gold.
I do need a case, and that goes back into this whole story of how I go through so many phones, and I just really need to put a case on it and just leave it on. I don't know why I keep taking it off.
Yeah, I have to have a rugged case on my phone with a one of the tempered glass screen covers
Yeah.
because otherwise I'm dropping my phone or banging it against a hard object or something.
But going back to how I got this phone, it's kind of a funny story. It was a Saturday night, and the phone I broke it, of course, again. I was drinking that night, and I had to go out of town for work for a week. And on my way out of town to work, I woke up at like 5 in the morning, and I'm headed out of town. I'm about an hour in my drive. I'm in the absolute middle of nowhere, and see some smoke, like some heavy cloud smoke, like some dark black smoke. And I kind of start chuckling, like, oh shit, someone's having a bad morning. Sucks for that guy. So I go, maybe a half a mile farther, and I realize, holy shit, this is my car. My car's smoking like it's about to catch on fire right now. So I had to pull over in the middle of nowhere. I had no phone because my phone was broken at that time. Couldn't call anybody. So I walked about, I don't know, 5 miles to someplace in the middle of nowhere. Anyways, I got a ride to the hotel I was staying at somehow, and I still had no phone. But then I had no phone and no car, and I'm working out of town for the week. So I had to walk over to an iPhone store, and the only thing they had available was rose gold phone.
You got to use what they got.
Yeah, so I mean it works. It works fine, but I do get a lot of shit, and occasionally I get a couple weird looks when I pull out my phone, and
You just want to be fancy.
you know
It's just a fancy phone.
it worked. It did the job.
Yeah, as long as it calls and you can text and call and take pictures. Who cares?
But luckily, that was several years ago, and I've had this phone ever since. But it's time for an upgrade because this thing's on its last leg.
Yeah. Or the worst is like when you're doing something out of town, traveling or something, and like your car breaks down, like you said, and there's no service.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, they don't have call boxes like they used to back in the day on the side of the road because everyone has a cell phone now.
If they do, I haven't seen one in years.
Yeah, or they don't have pay phones anywhere.
Yeah, but phones.
So
those are just drug drop off boxes.
Yeah, that's pretty. If I do see I see a payphone every now and then. I'm just always kind of like think it's a little sketchy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go push the buttons and put my ear to a payphone phone. It just seems like an STD waiting to happen somehow. Peace.
Yeah, you don't know what you can catch from using those payphones.
This is California. I don't know what hobo has been touching. They're pissing all over that phone.
Or what they've been doing with it. Yeah, God knows.
So, anyway,
we got a little bit off subject. We started with dad bods and we ended up talking
with
on
hobos.
Phones, but
yeah,
hobos
started with dad bods, ended with hobos pissing on payphones. That's quite the transition.
I will say one more comment about the underwear thing is, as a dad, you use those pair of underwears until they're about to break.
I've legitimately gotten to fights with my significant other because I won't throw a pair of holy underwear around away. Won't throw it away.
Yeah.
Finally, I compromised and I went through and I said, fine, I'll throw them all away, but I'm buying new ones. And the new ones I bought are like a primo $20 a pair kind.
Right. Yeah.
Got a pair on right now.
See,
wonderful.
These are nice, but there's some old faithfuls that work just as well.
The old faithful underwear.
Some of these things, I'm just like, man, I don't know how this thing made it through the dryer.
Dude, yeah, it just starts threading apart. It's got like 30 holes on the bottom, like your nuts aren't even like secure anymore. They're just hanging out.
I've been better about that. I had to have an awakening moment where I'm just like, I gotta let it go.
Yep, and that's
it looks like one of those ripped band T-shirts, a ripped pair of jeans. It's all ripped, and maybe it's time.
Yeah, and that kind of brings us all the way around of the whole dad bod, dad clothes thing. Is we just need to start embracing what we got, not trying to be young again or not trying to be too old, but let's just be us.
Yeah, you have to find a happy medium. There's always those guys that are trying to still wear the same young stuff, and you're just kind of like,
yeah, we should.
we're trying to dress too old and equally like.
Yeah, there should be like some kind of like dad clothes, a kit where it's like, okay, you've graduated to this. Here you go.
Yeah, something that looks pretty styleable still and still pretty wearable, but acceptable.
Yeah, so I think we should wrap this one up.
Yeah, I think we covered this topic pretty well, and
yeah, we want to hear back from some of our listeners.
Or if you have a brand you would like to recommend, we're interested.
Yeah, what do you guys wear? What do you guys wear? Because I want to know if I'm wearing the wrong stuff or if there's a better brand out there, or if you want to know what we wear.
We will we'll keep you updated here as we go through the cast on what we're wearing these days.
Yeah, you can reach us out on our Instagram, our wives, our friends on Instagram. So send us some messages and we'll get back to you on some later episodes.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and tune in to the next episode for more.
Thanks, guys.